Building your own supercar and bringing it to series production is one of the greatest challenges in the automotive world. It requires enormous financial outlays, technical resources, time, and equally important, luck. The 1990s were a period when several independent brands truly broke into the global consciousness, such as Koenigsegg and Pagani. But a much longer list includes projects that ended in failure. This group includes dozens of now almost forgotten names, from Zender and Giotto to the unsuccessfully revived Monteverdi. It is in this context that the Novia W16 project should be placed. Ambitious, extreme, and doomed to marginalization, despite being technologically ahead of its time. The Novia was created by Ramon Himenez, a Spaniard who began his professional career in the 1970s as a motorcycle racer. After retiring from racing, he settled in France, where he ran a Yamaha motorcycle dealership and service center in Avignon. It was there that he gained the mechanical experience and technical expertise that allowed him to contemplate his own designs. In the early 1980s, Jimenez set himself an almost abstract goal: to create a road-going sports car with power exceeding 500 horsepower, weighing less than 1,000 kilograms, and a top speed of at least 350 kilometers per hour, at a time when such figures were only achieved by F1 cars and Le Mans prototypes. This was a nearly utopian vision. Work on the car began in the mid-1980s and lasted nearly a decade. Jimenez lacked the resources of a major manufacturer or the support of a powerful investor, so the project developed slowly, in stages, and largely by hand. The result was the only car bearing the Jimenez motor brand, the Novia W16. The name itself was intended to emphasize the uniqueness of its design and engine. The Novia was not a classic show car, but a physical vehicle capable of driving and achieving impressive speeds, although it was never fully completed and homologated for road use. The Novia's bodywork was clearly inspired by the Group C racing prototypes that dominated Le Mans in the 1980s. The front of the car sloped sharply towards the ground, minimizing drag, and the driver and passenger compartments were formed into a streamlined, centrally positioned dome. The rear wheel arches, with their large aero-style air intakes, flowed seamlessly into a generous spoiler. Over the years, only the front bumper fascia changed, undergoing several redesigns in pursuit of ideal aerodynamics. The entire body was made of carbon fiber and weighed just around 120 kilograms. Beneath the carbon fiber bodywork was a proprietary, incredibly stiff frame and advanced chassis. The Novia featured fully independent, high-performance suspension, with asymmetric wishbones and electronic control. These were features more commonly found in track prototypes than road cars. Braking was handled by powerful, ventilated discs, 356 millimeters at the front and 332 millimeters at the rear. And upon Jimenez's request, titanium calipers were planned. The entire design was geared towards a single goal: maximum performance while minimizing weight. The most fascinating element of the Novia was its engine. The W16 unit was built from four-cylinder Yamaha motorcycle engines, giving a total displacement of 4.1 liters, designated 4.2 on the bodywork. Each cylinder was fitted with a 5-valve cylinder head from a Yamaha FCR 1000, for a total of 80 valves. The engine had 8 camshafts, a specially designed crankshaft, and multi-point fuel injection. The 4 banks of cylinders were arranged in an unusual configuration. The 2 center banks formed a classic V, while the two outer banks lay almost flat. The entire unit weighed around 150 kilograms. The engine developed a maximum power of 560 horsepower at around 10,000 RPM, and with different camshafts, even 609 horsepower. Maximum torque was around 435 newtons. With the car weighing just 890 kilograms, this resulted in an absurdly low weight-to-power ratio of as little as 1.46 kilograms per horsepower. For comparison, the McLaren F1 had 1.81 kilograms per horsepower, the Ferrari F40 2.30, and the Lamborghini Diablo over 3 kilograms per horsepower. The engine was mid-mounted and connected to a 6-speed manual gearbox mounted on the rear axle, ensuring ideal weight distribution. According to calculations and partial testing, the Novia accelerated to 100 kilometers per hour in just over 3 seconds. Top speed was claimed to reach as high as 400 kilometers per hour, although Himenez himself admitted that these were theoretical values. Airport runway tests ended at 355 kilometers per hour, as space ran out and the engine still didn't reach its red line, which began at 11,000 RPM. Flexibility was equally impressive. Acceleration from 80 to 120 kilometers per hour in fourth gear took 2.8 seconds, in fifth, 3.5 seconds, and in sixth, 4.5 seconds. Jimenez planned to sell the Novia W16 for around $300,000 per unit, a high price in the mid-1990s, but competitive with Ferrari and McLaren. Plans also included competing in the 24 Hours of Le Mans and homologation for the GT series, where the Novia could become a sensation. A short road series was planned to fund further development. Unfortunately, a lack of investors, rising costs, and the immense complexity of the design prevented any of these plans from progressing beyond the concept stage. Ultimately, only a single example of the Jimenez Novia W16 was built and never fully completed. Many elements, both the body and the engine, required further development, for which funding was lacking. The project gradually faded from view, becoming a legend known primarily to enthusiasts of extreme designs. Today, the Novia remains a symbol of a dream unfulfilled and proof of the thin line between visionary genius and financial reality. It is also one of the most radical and underappreciated supercars of the 1990s.